Hello everyone, and welcome to the Fantasy Football Brothers YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be detailing every fantasy position there is, excluding individual defensive players, and we'll be explaining all the scoring for each of those positions in depth. So let's begin.
Quarterback. An argument can be made that quarterback is the most influential position in team sports. Also referred to as the signal caller, this player is usually considered the leader of the offense. The quarterback touches the ball on almost every offensive play and is the offensive player that almost always throws forward passes, although they are also eligible to rush the ball at will.
Let's go, mother! Yeah!
Wide receiver. Also referred to as a wideout, this player is an eligible receiver, a key skill position of the offense. Wide receiver gets its name from the player being split out wide, near the sidelines, farthest away from the rest of the offensive formation. The wide receiver's principal role is to catch forward passes. The receiver needs to successfully catch the ball without it touching the ground, known as a completion, and then run with the ball as far downfield as possible. On standard running plays, they will block their assigned defender for the running back. Occasionally, wide receivers are used to rush the ball as well.
Tight end. The tight end is often a hybrid position with the characteristics and roles of both an offensive lineman and a wide receiver. Like offensive linemen, they are usually lined up on the offensive line and are large enough to be effective blockers. Unlike offensive linemen, they are eligible receivers adept enough to warrant a defense's attention when running pass patterns. In the modern NFL, only a select few tight ends are truly elite at their position. For example, of the 26 players who had at least 1,000 receiving yards in 2021, only 3 of them were tight ends. The remaining 23 were all wide receivers. Running back. First and foremost, running backs are a member of the offensive backfield. The primary roles of a running back are to receive handoffs from the quarterback in order to rush the ball, to line up as a receiver to catch the ball, and to block. In the modern game, an effective running back must have sure hands and good vision upfield as a receiver. Quarterbacks often depend on running backs as a safety valve or check-down receiver when primary targets downfield are covered or when they are under pressure.
The scoring on the offensive side of the ball are as follows: 0.04 points per passing yard, making 25 yards equal to 1 point, 0.1 points per rushing or receiving yards, making 10 yards equal 1 point, 1 point per reception in PPR leagues, 6 points per rushing or receiving touchdown, 4 points per passing touchdown, 2 points per rushing or receiving 2-point conversion. Yardage gained and reception are not awarded points during the conversion. Penalty points are as follows: -2 points per intercepted pass, -2 points per fumble lost.
Place kicker, or simply kicker, is the player who is responsible for the kicking duties of field goals and extra points. As seen on the screen now, this is the fantasy scoring for the kicker position. It is somewhat intuitive as kickers are rewarded more points as they kick further field goals, but kickers aren't rewarded intermediate values within these ranges, which can make fantasy scoring for kickers even more unpredictable.
Defense and special teams. The defense is the team that begins a play from scrimmage without possession of the ball. The defense's objective is to prevent the other team's offense from scoring and win possession of the ball for their side. This is accomplished by forcing the offense to turn the ball over by either preventing them from achieving a first down and forcing them to punt, forcing and recovering an offensive fumble, intercepting a pass, or, more rarely, forcing a turnover on downs. When the quarterback is tackled behind the line of scrimmage, it is called a sack. When an offensive player is tackled or steps out of bounds in their own end zone, it is called a safety. In fantasy football, the special teams units involved in punt return and kick return situations are extensions of the defense for scoring purposes. Scoring for defenses and special teams are as follows: 6 points per punt or kickoff return touchdown, 6 points per interception return touchdown, 6 points per fumble return touchdown, 6 points per blocked punt or field goal return touchdown, 2 points per interception, 2 points per fumble recovered, 2 points per blocked punt, point after try, or field goal, 2 points per safety, 1 point per sack. Now for the most complicated part of defensive scoring. At the beginning of each game, a defense and special teams unit will start with 10 fantasy points automatically because the score in the game is 0-0 at start. They subsequently lose fantasy points based on in-game points allowed by the team.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. Stay tuned throughout the remainder of the NFL preseason, as we will be uploading videos throughout that period of time, preparing you for your fantasy football draft. I hope you enjoyed.